time, your gateway to the world. A-F-R! American Freedom Radio. Give it to them.
Get real and heal. Listen to Christy on Soul Journeys Radio.
All right. Good evening, everyone, and happy Thursday. It is May 9, 2011. Hope you are having a beautiful day. Thanks so much for joining us here tonight. Soul Journeys Radio on AmericanFreedomRadio.com. I am back by popular demand. Just kidding. We all need a little break once in a while, so I apologize for that, but definitely glad to be back here with Saint Toby One Kenobi. We are going to be talking about Heart Masters versus Occult Masters, the left and right-hand paths. What are they? And then, of course, Toby's favorite topic, the heart, namby, pamby, whiny, syrupy, sweet love. I think he's even going to serenade us. So, woohoo! Anyways, if you'd like to join us for the chat tonight, our beautiful little happy soul family, that's over at souljourneysradio.com. Just click on listen and chat to join us there. And if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to give us a call at 218-339-8525. That's 218-339-8525. Tobias Lars is a personal awakening coach. Definitely one of my favorites. Has helped myself and a lot of people. His website.
Wait, I interrupted. I can't help it. See, you say that.
You can't have it.
Saint Toby One Kenobi, because you don't let me to say anything, so I have to say it's horrible.
It's called an intro.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
You're
host your own show.
Oh, all right.
Your intro is horrible. Just shut up. Let me in here now.
No, it's wonderful. Yeah, I'm amazed at how good you are, even when you're not feeling the best like last week, and you just step right up. No, but Saint Toby One Kenobi, you torture me. It's like I have sweat and embarrassment. It's like being called on in class in first grade. It's like, oh, my Lord. So,
I'm sorry to embarrass you. And I should clarify, to Tobias, you don't go around saying, hi, I'm a master, hi, I'm a teacher, hi, I'm a saint, or anything like that. That's all coming clearly from my perspective, my opinion, because, as we talk about on the show, by their fruits you will know them. And if you're not a teacher, then I have no idea what the hell has happened to me and how my life has transformed so much based on what you have, no, you didn't teach me, shared with me.
That's so to say.
You're a sharer. Okay. I won't embarrass you.
I'm not a
saint garbage.
I'm not a master. I'm a bastard.
That's true. Yeah, you can be both, though. It's what did you teach me? It's not, or it's never either or. It's always both and more. So
right now, there's several people who definitely are doing voodoo doll target practice with my image.
The master, her master bastard, whatever.
Yeah, master bastard. I like that. That's good. Bastard master. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what we're going to talk about tonight, the left hand and the right hand path, the sweetie path, and love. And let's all now please hold hands and let's bring in the Holy Spirit and let us all just feel the love. Right?
Yeah. Boring.
Versus, full-on attack and confronting each other with our stuff. And there's somewhere in between that it seems that, at least my teachers, Jesus is not, that image we have of him of being retiring and meek and his blood drained out of him and he's this skinny dude hanging on a wooden cross. That's kind of a weird image, by the way. Could you imagine arriving here from some other planet and you take the being... they look like us, by the way. For the most part, the galactic family is very much looks like us. In fact, we are from other parts of the galaxy, many of the people on Earth. So imagine, so anyway, someone has grown up on some other planetary system, and we take them, oh, let me show you our church. And we take them inside, and they're like, okay, interesting. You sit in kind of a row. Okay, you have an authority figure up here. They kind of pulp it at you. They pulp it and pablum it, and then they shove it. Okay, I get it. And then, wait, what's that guy hanging up there? Who's that? Oh, that's our God. Oh, okay, wait. He looks really skinny and dead, really. And he's kind of hanging, you know, he doesn't look very powerful in that position exactly. You know, it's just a weird image if you think about it, right?
Yeah.
That we let him, we froze him in time at his most weakest, vulnerable moment. Now, that has its place that we all need to surrender, and, you know, we are being crucified right now. Many people on the planet are being, quote, crucified at the moment through financial problems, health problems, emotional stuff, whatever. So yes, that's true, but isn't that interesting that it's like Bill Hicks says. I love what Bill Hicks says about this. He says, you know, isn't it kind of weird we have Jesus on the cross, you know? It's like, you know, if he came back on Earth, would you want to remind him of the cross? I mean, that's kind of weird, you know? And he says, you know...
trauma.
Yeah, obviously he says, it's kind of like going up to Jackie O with a lapel pin of a rifle, you know? It's like, hey, we remember John, remember? He got shot in the head. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of sick.
Suffer for eternity. Yeah, that's funny.
It's a sick image that why don't we have the risen Christ? We only do that on Easter. He gets one day out of 365. He gets to be risen on Easter. The rest of the time, he's nailed to the cross.
I never thought of it that way. Jesus on a stick. It's like, yeah, it's a God sickle.
But that shows where we're stuck. We're stuck in the crucifixion. We're stuck in the pain and the suffering, and we suck, and we need to be killed, and we need to kill someone to take our sins from us. And I mean, you know, time to get over it, folks. Ollie, ollie, oxen free. Everybody's free. Game's over. Take off your blindfolds. Come on. We're done. I'm being flippant, but that's what every teacher did. Jesus included. He said, look, you're done. There's no sins. Hey, stop it. Stop going around sinning on each other.
Mm-hmm.
Stop it. So, yeah, so we're going to talk tonight about these different paths, the heart. You know, we think Jesus is that namby-pamby guy hanging up there all meek and drained of his blood, but that's not how I experience the Spirit, you know, that is the Christ Spirit. Not at all. I experience him very differently. He's very powerful, very funny, very irreverent, total, like, party monster in the sense that...
Tobias is Jesus.
We all are. We are.
Mm-hmm.
We all are. And that's what he tried to say. He said, come on, stop worshiping me. He called himself the Son of Man, not the Son of God. Every time in that Testament, which is the Old Testament, the New Testament, it's 2,000 years old, he calls himself the Son of Man. It's so hard to talk about this because we've been so bombarded with religiosity and religionism that we just go to sleep. Oh, please don't talk about it, Tobias. I grew up in this stuff. Man, it's like, I'm going to go to sleep now. I love what Jim Gaffigan does. Jim Gaffigan, the comedian, he's so funny. He talks about, have you guys been to church lately? I'm a Catholic. My God, that Mass goes on forever. Right?
That's funny.
Could you hurry up, please? I got some sinning to do. Is it wrong to check out chicks at church?
That's great.
And then he tells the person next to him, said, and you're up and down on your knees, and I'm uncomfortable when people pray around me. Could you go over there and do that, please?
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, that's right up there with breastfeeding.
Oh, yeah, breastfeeding. My Lord. Oh, God, yeah, I should tell this. This is going to be a little bit shocking, pushing the boundaries a little bit, but...
No, not coming from you.
There's a guy who is from Yugoslavia or Herzegovina named Bratzo, and all he does he doesn't say a word. He just stands in front of crowds and people, and he just holds empathy space. He's very Catholic, the countries he's from. But I've been to see him a couple of times, and people project. It's like the spiritual placebo, and or he's holding space. It doesn't really matter. The healer is you. You are your own healer. Now, if there's someone out there that can get you to believe in yourself or believe that they can open a gateway for you, it's your faith that has healed yourself. Even the Masters, Jesus said that. Yeah. Your faith has made you whole, woman. Now go on and stop, being hurt. Don't stop hurting yourself. See, instead of sin, just say stop hurting yourself. Well, anyway, Brazzo does this, and God is so funny because he knows I'm really lazy. So Brazzo is coming to our town, and he's like hundreds of thousands of people in Europe come, and they're all standing room only. He's like a saint over there. And he's showing up at a hotel that I can walk to. He's like down the street. It's on our street. But I've seen him 2 years ago. Well, here's what I was feeling. He simply stands and holds space, doesn't say anything. Now here comes the shocking part. That's fine. He's holding the Jesus space, the Mary space, the Catholic space. Just hold, and people have healings, and you can see testimonials. It's like, I felt this energy, and they walk again, and all that stuff. And he's not religious, doesn't talk about any religion at all. There's nothing he says. He never talks. Kind of a cool gig. But check this out. I had this feeling today that, imagine this, and this will shock you all. Imagine the goddess, which is coming back on earth now, standing up there in front of you, not saying anything, but she's showing you her love. Now, what's on this? We're talking about heart tonight. We're talking about heart. The heart is the pivotal point in your energy system. You have 3 chakras above it and 3 below it. As above, so below, meaning don't worship the upper chakras, the higher chakras, as better as than the lower chakras. They're not. Excuse me. They're all important. Now, in a woman and men, but to a lesser degree, the heart, notice where the heart is. It's smack in the center of the chest. On a woman, what's on each side of the heart? Breasts. The heart is in the center of the breasts. Would we not agree?
Yeah.
Now we're getting on dangerous territory here, Tobias.
You said breasts.
You can't talk about God and breasts together. This is very scary.
Have some class.
Please. God,
that video
never.
You posted yesterday, the penis killer. Oh my God, that pretty much sums it up, huh? Yeah,
that was of an old woman in a wheelchair, in a motorized wheelchair, who was so angry at some young kids building a giant snow penis. It's becoming a fun thing to do at colleges and stuff, which I think is great. It's like the fertility rights. Come on, do it. So there's like this 8-foot snow penis, and she's so angry at it, she comes out with her broom. You guessed it, her broom, hint, hint. And she's poking at the penis with her broom, yelling at the young man, going, "Take it down, take it down, take it down. This is horrible." Right? And I just thought it was really funny that, I made some little comments. I know I'm being bad. Come on, let's get real. What was the last time she actually saw a real penis? Is she that angry that she's not getting any love, that she has to be so angry at these young kids having some fun? And the kids even said, everybody thinks it's funny. They're driving by honking and laughing. Even the cops drove by and laughed.
They were cool. The kids were cool because instead of fighting her, they're just like, just wait till she goes back in and we'll build it again.
So God bless us. That's the repression causes that level of hatred and suppressed anger that you end up hating yourself so much. And now I'm being spiritually incorrect, I know, that you put yourself in a wheelchair because you're doing it to yourself. Get real. Get real. Oh. You're doing it to yourself. And you can undo it. Now, the suffering will wake us up. The suffering wakes us up. I've been there. I know you've been there, literally, Christina.
Yeah. Right? Yeah.
So we're speaking from experience. We're not making fun of victims here. It's so hard to talk about this stuff. Anyway, back to the breasts, because that's what we want to talk about.
Yes, breasts and God in the same sentence.
Yeah, so Google right now, goddess breasts, breasts of the goddess. And you'll see these old statues of different goddesses that bare their breasts. Because what feeds the world? Mother's milk. Red Hot Chili Peppers. What feeds the world? Mother's milk. That's the first safety food nourishment we get. And so I saw, and I know this is far out, I know it, I'm pushing the boundaries. But as Brazzo in his Catholic saint sort of pose stands there and just gazes at people and people get healed. Imagine 12 goddesses up on stage with some statues of these ancient goddesses. And the women, here we go, ready folks, here's the scary part, very, very scary. The women actually, here we go, bare their breasts.
Wow. What a prostitute.
And imagine if we could hold sacred space for that, meaning it doesn't go... See, the way we have it now, we have titty bar. We have dark drinking, alcohol, plastic breasts, little girls with daddy issues. That's the way we have it now. Could you imagine holding sacred space for the goddess? Imagine it, see it, feel it. Yeah.
I can imagine. It is coming, but we have to take a little break, so hang on. Everyone, we will be right back with Tobias Lars here on SoulJourneysRadio.com.
It's time to get real and heal. MyTrueEssence.net would like to tell you about Modifilan brown seaweed extract. It's composed of an elementally rich seaweed called laminaria. It takes 40 pounds of laminaria to make just 1 pound of Modifilan. There's nothing else like Modifilan. It is the richest in alginate, fucoidin, organic iodine, and lamarian. Alginates are the most effective organic element in nature that enable the body to rid itself of heavy metals, radioactive elements, and toxins. Fucoidin is an extremely effective anti-cancer substance found abundantly in brown seaweed. Organic iodine is the greatest protection for the thyroid offered by nature. Laminarin aids in the prevention and treatment of cardiovascular disease. Go to www.mytrueessence.net and click the Modifilan banner to get started on your path to rich health today. Also check out the Healing Shop for proven essential oils, medicinal teas, and even health coaching. It's time to get real and heal. Go to www.mytrueessence.net.
Get real and heal. Listen to Christy on Soul Journeys Radio.
No rules. No rules. No taboo topics. No taboo topics. No fear of doom. No fear of doom. We are American Freedom Radio. American Freedom Radio.
Thanks so much for joining us here tonight. I think we left off talking about titty cheese, that was titty bars. And here in the chat, we're learning about how super tramps show their breasts. That's great. Oh, my goodness.
Super tramp.
Yeah, I think that was who just sung this song. So, yeah, that was pretty funny.
Obscure band from the 70s. Yeah.
Isn't it funny, though? We totally think that. It's like, oh, my God, she showed her boob. What a slut.
So feel the difference here. So when a master stands in front of people, he, their energy is a reflector mirror that people get healed, like Jesus healed by the woman just touching the hem of his robe. People got healed in front of Buddha. This guy Brazzo, people get healed because they have enough faith to do it. So just holding sacred space allows people to heal themselves. Now, what's more healing and nurturing than the heart, the love, in the center of the body, the sacred heart, right, of Jesus, of Christos, of Buddha, of Krishna, of us, and on the side of that heart in the woman are beautiful breasts. Fact! You can't argue with this. Fact. God made the body that way. There's these breasts. Because that mother's milk gets infused with what? Love. Love. Now, most animals have them in another place, except elephants. You watch elephants, they have their breasts in the same place as humans, sort of between their arms, their front legs. The heart infuses that milk with love. You know this, women. Calling you out, girls. You know when you breastfeed, there's all this love that pours through you.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Definitely.
Because you're loving the baby, and it's also a physical love. You're being, obviously nurtured yourself, touched, kissed, suckled. I mean, God, they're sucking on you. And you're giving nourishment. Feel this, boys, now, men, everybody. And our society has made it wrong to breastfeed in public. That shows how uncomfortable we are with love.
Yeah.
Because what could be more loving than breastfeeding? It's the ultimate loving. It's mother's milk. It's nurturing. It's at the end of Jesus' life, the famous Pieta that some psychotic person in the Vatican attacked with a sledgehammer. The Pieta is this beautiful statue by Michelangelo of Jesus dead, off the cross now, being held by Mother Mary. He's being cradled by Mother Mary like a baby. In the same position, except he's the grown man at this point. So I know it's shocking. So what we've created in the fallen state is titty bars on the bad side of town, the industrial section of town, no windows to let any light in, because if we block the light, then God can't see what we're doing. We're idiots. I mean, that's what, right? And then you have these poor little girls, for the most part, that definitely have conflicted issues about whether they really want to be doing this or not, and the men as well. So imagine if we replaced our current paradigm of shameful pornography, sex, titty bars, etc., prostitution, sex slave trade rings, etc., 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 with beautiful goddess love energies. Imagine 12 women, all different shapes and sizes, standing up front in church. I'm blowing the sacred images here. I know that. I'm doing it on purpose. Imagine at your local Catholic church, there's Mother Mary. They put Mother Mary down on the stage. 6 women on each side of her. They bring up the Venus de Milo, the other goddesses. They put them on the stage. The women show their breasts to the congregation and send love. We can't imagine it. We think it's sacrilegious. That's how far fallen our current paradigm on earth is.
Yeah.
Where we think it's okay to take those women and jeer at them and treat them the way we do at the titty bars. But it's not okay for the beautiful body, the most loving thing possible, heart and breast, to be revealed in church. That's where it should be revealed. I know I'm pushing boundaries, but I'm pushing boundaries to sow seeds so that 50 years from now, 100 years from now, we will come back to embracing that the heart includes sexuality in our bodies and not just some antiseptic God hung on a cross, bled of his blood, sacrificed somehow for our misunderstanding sins. Let's change that image to a powerful, healthy, beautiful, energetic God, source, woman and man walking and sharing together.
Let's do it right now. Everybody flash your boobs.
Thanks for
All
the
right,
comment.
1, 2, 3, go. Okay, sorry. You know.
I did it.
Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Woo!
Ooh, I like that. That was fun.
Thank you. Yeah, not so bad, huh? Feel
that. Now imagine if we can convert. Now, by the way, I'm joking around here. I sent this to Julia today, who listens in, and we've talked to. She's called in, Julia. Mm-hmm. And she said, well, Tobias, guess what? Already being done. There's a study, and I'm going to quote it to you right here. There's a study on goddess energies, but this is from the New England Journal of Medicine, Journal of American Medicine, okay, New England Journal of Medicine, one of the most esteemed journals of medicine. In a recent study done by the New England School of Medicine, lucky researchers, hint, hint, nudge, nudge, got to conduct a test on the effect of looking at women's breasts in the study. A group of men were given a live view of women's breasts for 10 minutes, several times a day, over the course of 10 months.
Wow.
Pleased to be part of this experiment, nudge, nudge, hint, hint, smiley, smiley, they were given blood pressure, heart rate, cholesterol, and tests for all other major health systems. Those who had the fortunate opportunity to gaze at breasts daily showed 16 clear improvements of vital health indicators. Journal, New England, the New England School of Medicine, the Journal of American Medicine. This is like the frickin' Johns Hopkins. This is like Harvard. This is the most, you understand? It's right there before us.
Wow.
16 improvements, blood pressure, everything, hormones, everything.
So if you want to heal, just stare at boobs all day. Perfect.
And do it now they were doing it in a clinical study, but if we could allow this mixing of our sexual energy with health, with love, it doesn't mean it has to be antiseptic. It can still be raucous and lustful, but we've divided, like we've done several other shows about this, But anyway, so the point is, the proof is there already. We're just lagging behind, So it's not as crazy Tobias is sounding. So at some point in the future, we will be able to realize, and, every study about having sex, have sex daily, we put that up. I know it's a little pressure for people to do that. But, sexual energy is one of the most healing things possible. Hello, you're working out. Do you like going to the gym? Okay, forget. Don't go to the gym. Have sex.
Sounds good to me. Woohoo!
God's plan is you don't have to be on a treadmill and go through all this work. God's plan is pleasure and health to go together. God's plan is pleasure and health go together. Satan's plan, Lucifer's plan, the ego's plan is no pain, no gain, struggle, pain, and in sweat and toil shalt thou earn thy bread, and barely have a little sex there once in a while. That's all you're allowed. Then you go to church and you have to make penance about it. That's Satan. That's the ego. That's the fallen mind of humans. God's plan is pleasure and health. Pleasure and enjoyment and goodness and grace all go together. We've forgotten this because we're outside the gates. We are outside the gates of paradise. We're no longer allowed to be naked. I'd love to do a whole theater piece on just that.
I think we should. Coming up next week on Soul Journeys Radio.
There used to be a really cool theater group in the 60s that used to do stuff like that. They would go out into the audience and they would just, chant directly about we're outside, paradise is lost, where'd it go? They would just bring it up. And it's very painful because what it brings up is our own shadow. When you start triggering the remembrance, the memories of paradise, I'm talking about the land of Pan, time didn't exist the way it does now, but about 5 million years ago, the inception of human souls happened on Earth. And we lived in this free state. And because the veil of forgetfulness has descended on humans, and that's why we can't remember. Very, very few people right now can remember where they were before they were in this body. How many of us remember where we were and what was happening before we were in this body? That's the veil of separation. That's the broken rung, the ladders. The ladder, the stairway to heaven, the rungs are broken. The first 3 rungs, there's a separation, the veil. So anyhow, please take some of what I said to heart. You don't have to go out and get naked right off the bat, but just start sowing the seeds for I want paradise back on earth. I want openness. I want the veil removed on earth. Remove the veil on earth. You know what? If we get thousands of people just saying this to the universe, imagine if you had, millions of people that said, okay, I want real God on the planet. It would start happening. The Illuminati stand no chance.
Yeah, I agree.
They have no chance. They know they have to create religions to make sure we don't talk to the real God. The Illuminati know they have to create religions because otherwise they couldn't be here. See, real spirituality is obviously not the Catholic Church for the most part. It's not all bad. There's beautiful services. I've met Catholic mystics or Christian mystics or Muslim mystics or Hindu mystics, but organized religionism for the most part obviously is not including the natural gifts of man like boobs, like breasts, like your body, like your emotions. Anytime you separate yourself from parts of yourself, you become a divided human. Duh! Anytime you separate yourself from parts of yourself, your sexual energies and your emotions, you say God doesn't like those, then you've separated the Garden of Eden. You've put up a wall. So the Illuminati know this, and so they on purpose create religions that teach false spirituality. Because if we got a few hundredth monkey humans down here on Earth saying, God, source, my own heart, I want real spirituality. I want real love. See, nothing can withstand the heart. Nothing can withstand the heart. When someone starts crying, sobbing from their heart, not crocodile tears, from their heart, everybody in the room feels it. You know how powerful that is?
Yeah.
Everybody feels it. So if we got real with our hearts on Earth, that's why Jesus was so dangerous. Even John Lennon's dangerous because he's starting to feel his heart.
Yeah.
Martin Luther King. You know, they have to be killed because they're going to set an example of feel your heart. See, and so then the Illuminati come in and go, let's kill them off and then keep the sheeple, scared. If you guys start feeling your hearts, you'll get a bullet to the head. Come on. Don't do it. Stay, go to church. Keep working hard. Put your nose to the grindstone. Shut up. Drink your beer. Watch your football. Buy your shoes.
So true.
But the only chance is some brave individual souls who say, that's it. I don't care. I want to feel heart. I want to feel me. I want to love. I'd rather go to the service with 24 naked boobs than some guy in a black dress up there making me feel guilty. Well, get on with it. Let's do it.
Absolutely. Tobias, I see we have a caller on the line, so we will get to you after this short break. Of course, next segment, we have Girls on Trampolines, so stay tuned, everyone. SoulJourneysRadio.com.
It's time to get real and heal. MyTrueEssence.net would like to tell you about Modifiland brown seaweed extract. It's composed of an elementally rich seaweed called laminaria. It takes 40 pounds of laminaria to make just 1 pound of Modifiland. There's nothing else like Modifiland. It is the richest in alginate, fucoidin, organic iodine, and lamarian. Alginates are the most effective organic element in nature that enable the body to rid itself of heavy metals, radioactive elements, and toxins. Fucoidin is an extremely effective anti-cancer substance found abundantly in brown seaweed. Organic iodine is the greatest protection for the thyroid offered by nature. Laminarin aids in the prevention and treatment of cardiovascular disease. Go to www.mytrueessence.net and click the Modifiland banner to get started on your path to rich health today. Also check out the Healing Shop for proven essential oils, medicinal teas, and even health coaching. It's time to get real and heal. Go to www.mytrueessence.net.
Get real and heal. Listen to Christy on Soul Journeys Radio.
Yo, what's up? Check this out. The voice of the revolution. American Freedom Radio. American Freedom Radio.
Back, and thanks for joining us here tonight. I'm sorry, but we have to interrupt this special edition of Soul Journeys Radio, Heart Masters versus Occult Masters, left hand, right hand, mamby, pamby, whiny, syrupy, sweet love with Girls on Trampolines. Okay, girls, ready? It's so funny. I was just thinking of how the Man Show or things like that kind of put those things out there, we're just taught to automatically deny it. Oh, that's trashy. Oh, that's horrible. And it's just a reflection of how we've just learned to deny every part of ourselves, Yes. But, we have a caller on the line, so let's, he looks like he's from your neck of the woods, area code 480. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for taking my call, guys. How you all doing today?
Great. Thanks for calling in. What have you got for us? Are you showing off your boobs?
I do have man boobs, but I don't want to, scare anybody,
Come on. Show me yours, I'll show you mine.
Oh, boy.
Well.
Okay, no, we're not real here.
He's doing it. All right, there we go.
Yeah, we're here. You're looking good there. All right. What do you have for us, Eddie?
Well, okay. So I've had this idea for a long time, and it started. I'll try to say it as quick as I can. It involves trying to get as many people as I can to pick on to make it viral, for everybody to take a sign rather than protest or whatnot, to take a sign and either put my website or for that matter American Freedom Radio's website address on that sign. Go out onto the corner of the road, just one day a week, like on a Wednesday when it's going to make the biggest impression, like how in politics they always, put something out that they want the public to remember. They put it out on a Wednesday. If they want people to forget it, they do it on a Friday because, they're going to, basically, get drunk and have barbecues and forget everything and then start reset on Monday. You know what I'm talking about? Have you noticed that trend? Okay, well, I call in sometimes. I don't want to plug my website all the time because I feel like that's kind of taking advantage of the situation. But I also know that if I were to,
hey, can I step in here just for a second? So our topic tonight is about the heart. So would you please keep it on that? I'm just stepping in here. I know I'm not being politically correct. So it's about our heart. What are we trying to do? So how would this help us open to love and heart? Is that what it's about?
It's all it's about, and that's why I'm calling in. Well, it's not the only reason why I'm calling in. For some reason, I'm getting a really, really bad service, through my TuneIn app. So I'm hoping you guys can just mute me and keep me on so I could listen to you guys without interruption when I'm done. But it's definitely all about getting everybody to be liberated. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, through language and religion and everything that you were just talking about, we don't even know where to start. But as far as, what I've found is that there's a lot of solutions, and if we start applying all these solutions, right now on a bigger scale, even just in baby steps, we'll find ourselves in a better situation to where, maybe we could take all of our shirts off and it might be okay, but I just wonder, between if I can actually, I know I'm going to do this. I'm making my own sign with my own website, and I'm going to go out there, and I've got your guys' site along with all these other solutions put together to try to make people, try to show them, demonstrate to them that, hey, it doesn't have to be this way. Things can, work out. It doesn't have to end up in a bloody revolution. And instead, we could wake up one day and be in a utopia or thy kingdom come type situation.
Absolutely. So that's a good idea. So take power back to the people, and whatever you're doing, go out on the side of the road and have a big placard about something that you're doing that's helpful, or whatever your website is. That's a cool idea. I like it. That'll bring some good vibe to the planet.
Definitely not original. I mean, there's a lot of people, like the end is near guy, in New York, and, lots of people have just, gotten to the last resort where they don't know what else to do. And really, I mean, here on American Freedom Radio or all the other alternative networks, for the most part, we're like preaching to the choir. And that's really unfortunate, that we're not making an impression and getting people. I do the best I can to bring people to you guys and to all these other things. And I just think that there needs to be a little bit more action involved, and I think this would be a really good way for those of us that don't really know exactly what to do. I mean, whether you're 60 years old and 250 pounds, or you're an ex-raver who actually can bust a move, to go out and make a sign and do something and compete with all the people that are getting paid to do the buy gold signs, or the really depressing Liberty Lady people and all that stuff,
Right, absolutely. So let's hold space for that. It's a good idea and a good thought. Appreciate it.
Yeah, keep doing what you're doing. And one thing I've learned is it's better to be it than preach it as far as effectiveness goes. So just keep being and doing what you're doing, and thank you so much for your call.
Thanks.
Yeah, can you guys keep me on just mute so I can listen to you guys, unfortunately?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Got you
All
covered.
right.
You have an awesome night. Okay. That's sweet.
Yeah.
All right.
Good idea.
Yeah, good to hear from new people. Definitely. And it's good to, he's right. We're so bombarded with all this negative crap, and occupy this and occupy that and fight these people, and, but obviously it's not working.
Yeah.
So, time for something different. And, as the topic tonight, the Heart Masters, and some of the questions you brought up, how can you open to your real heart? And that's kind of new, too, isn't it? Because that's one of those things that have pretty much been designated either illegal or mentally ill.
Yeah. So I'm just feeling... I could feel my impatience with that, because I want to stay on topic. And so this is just me being transparent and open and honest with my heart. Yeah. Because real heart is not always super nicey-nicey. Real heart keeps things kind of, appropriate. I wanted it to relate to what we're talking about. And instead of a free forum to call in and just bring up whatever, something else. So that's why I was trying to get it to be related to what we're talking about. So heart is not always. See, we have these spiritual shoulds, these spiritual programs of what heart should look like. It should be nice and sweet and long-suffering. And again, that image of Jesus suffering up on the cross. No, sometimes heart is very firm, very strong. And that can. And this is a model that we've lived with that's inappropriate. In the previews for tonight's show, one of the things I write is, why did Jesus and Krishna, the Heart Masters, Krishna was the sweetie pie, played the flute, just heart, love. Jesus is the Heart Master, the Sacred Heart. Why did they kill people as well as heal people? There's stories of Jesus and Krishna killing people. I know I'm pushing the boundaries on this one too.
Yeah.
Why? In the Gospel of Thomas, which is conveniently not in the canon, the collection, there are several instances of Jesus, quote, killing people, one a young boy and one a man. Why? Because we don't have an idea of what's going on behind the scenes. Why does Jesus curse the fig tree? Why does the most sacred text of all of the Indian canon, from the Mahabharata, the Bhagavad Gita, is all about a battle where the heartful thing to do is to literally get rid of some people. Now, we're not in that position on Earth so much today, but we're going to talk about this when we come back. Why did they have instances of actually physically killing people if they were heart masters? A little different picture than what we've been sold and told.
Yeah, I like that. All right, everyone, stay tuned. Coming up top of the second hour after this short break, stay tuned. Tobias Lars here on SoulJourneysRadio.com.
It's time to get real and heal. MyTrueEssence.net would like to tell you about Modifiland brown seaweed extract. It's composed of an elementally rich seaweed called laminaria. It takes 40 pounds of laminaria to make just 1 pound of Modifiland. There's nothing else like Modifiland. It is the richest in alginate, fucoidin, organic iodine, and lamarian. Alginates are the most effective organic element in nature that enable the body to rid itself of heavy metals, radioactive elements, and toxins. Fucoidin is an extremely effective anti-cancer substance found abundantly in brown seaweed. Organic iodine is the greatest protection for the thyroid offered by nature. Laminarin aids in the prevention and treatment of cardiovascular disease. Go to www.mytrueessence.net and click the Modifiland banner to get started on your path to rich health today. Also check out the Healing Shop for proven essential oils, medicinal teas, and even health coaching. It's time to get real and heal. Go to www.mytrueessence.net.
Get real and heal. Listen to Christy on Soul Journeys Radio.
No rules, no rules. No taboo topics, no taboo topics. No fear of doom, no fear of doom. We are American Freedom Radio. American Freedom Radio.
All right. Welcome back. Top of the second hour here tonight. Soul Journeys Radio on AmericanFreedomRadio.com with our special guest, the Master Baster, Tobias Lars, author of Listening to the Sun and Awakening Souls. His website is soulcounseling.com, or you can go to courseofawakening.com and yeah, what's up? We're talking about the heart hammer here now. So tell us about that. You mentioned, Jesus and other people actually killed people, and that's obviously not something that we hear about often. So please continue.
I'm doing that as a shock to the system. In the Bhagavad Gita, the most holy scripture in Hinduism, you got to understand Krishna is like even more of a sweetie pie than Jesus. He's the flute player, the stealer of hearts. Hari means stealer of hearts. And just all about love and healing. And yet their holiest scripture is about a battle, which is the battlefield of life, right? Between the Pandavas and the Asuras. The Pandavas are the God people, and the Asuras are the demonic or denial people. And back then, 6,000 BC, there was times when there's righteous battle. And so Krishna is having to tell Arjuna, pick up your sword and go cut their heads off. Now imagine Jesus telling someone that. Go pick up your sword and go cut their heads off. I know this is very hard to understand. But there's a time for, and I'm using it in a shocking way, that Jesus and Krishna actually had people killed and did it themselves. Gospel of Thomas talks about a little boy that steps on Jesus' clay birds, and Jesus kills him. And another time he throws someone off a roof, and then he brings them back to life, right?
Yeah, next time someone makes you share their toys with someone you don't want to, bring that story up.
Yeah, there you go.
Don't mess with my clay birds, man.
But there's a deeper thing behind the scenes, because bodies are just bodies. We are eternal beings. And there's a right time for being direct and quote what looks like harsh. And this has to do with the Tao. So ask for real heart is not the namby-pamby cat lady heart. We can tell that cat lady, who has 100 cats at her house because her heart's bleeding and she wants to save all the kitties. That's obviously dysfunctional. It's not healthy, And neither is cold heart or denied black heart a la Hitler, right? Hitler got abused. He's a very sensitive kid, totally abused. His lunchbox got stolen. He got made fun of. He got beaten, all that stuff. Just a traumatized child who feels so bad and so low in his own self-image that he then needs to prove himself to the world, right? So the dark heart, the black heart, when it's in denial like that, can do very horrible things. So we really need to start asking, what is the real heart? Where's real heart? Where's righteous anger? Jesus kicking the tables over in the temple, get the hell out of my Father's house. You know, there's a time for righteous anger. There's a time for being strong and firm. See, the namby-pamby, oh, go ahead. Sure, you can come stay at my house for 10 years. You know, that's not appropriate, you know. We need to learn where the God himself, herself, has strong boundaries.
Yeah.
Very strong boundaries. He, she will not let you into certain parts of the universe until you deserve it, are ready, can handle the energy. So often we think being heartful or loving is, sure, come on in. And I've told this story before of the woman who worked for a church here in Arizona who was doing her Christian duty by delivering food to needy families. Well, this one particular needy family were crack addicts, mother, father, and they had kids. Well, the father raped the Christian woman coming to the door with food. Then they killed her and dismembered her and buried her in their yard. Now, so if you're doing it out of, oh, I want to be nice and be helpful, but you don't have your intuition awake. See, if she had her intuition awake, she could have heard her angels or God say, hey, you know, don't go knock on that door. But when you're programmed, see, programmed heart is not real heart. Programmed heart is not real heart. So it's really high time, and every master's trying to teach us this, to open to real heart. So that image we have that the religionists put out of real masters like Jesus on the cross, it's not real. Real Jesus is funny, playful, tells dirty jokes, has fun, play, it's tough. If I was in a biker bar fight, I'd want to be on Jesus' side.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay? I'd want to go into the bar with Jesus and do it. Not the biggest 300-pound guy with the biggest black beard.
Bar fight with Jesus.
You with me? See, that image we have is wrong, because Archangel Michael is a real being. He doesn't take any prisoners. So we need to learn what real heart is. You need to start asking in your life, if you want to know, show me, Lord, show me universe, show me what real heart is. Real heart is careful, is loving, and by the end result, by their fruits, you will know if it was or not. What it might appear. Recently, I've been playing the bad guy. The universe is teaching me, Tobias, part of this learning is you're going to have to appear, for some people, you're going to look like the bad guy. Right now, my mother thinks I'm the devil still, and one of Joy's daughters thinks I'm mean. Tobias is just mean, because I'm calling a little bit of truth on some of the BS that goes on. See, when you call out the truth, the people that don't want to look, they're going to think you're being mean.
Yeah.
The truth will set you free, but first it will really, really, really piss you and other people off. So real heart is not just, oh, can I help you? It's like that annoying neighbor we have that comes and knocks on you and goes, I'm sorry, I don't mean to bother you, I'm sorry. Shut up! Stop being sorry and have a backbone.
Yeah.
Real heart has a backbone. Real heart has a backbone and is just and merciful and appropriate. Ask for real heart. Because our not having real heart has given power to the dark heart. The Stalins, the Pol Pots, the Hitlers, the Illuminati, the current secret shadow governments, and so, our not stepping up as human beings and having real heart has allowed this horrible shadow heart to run the planet. So, anyway, we're calling on real heart today. Real heart is not always sweetie, sweetie, sweetie. It can be very tough. I made a tape years ago called I'm Going to Be Difficult. What I meant by that was, and this is why I think Master say Jesus says it too. He says, "Better you hate me than not, be lukewarm," right?
Yeah.
Because I can work with you reacting to me. If you're just apathetic and a slug, there's nothing I can do for you. And actually, here's a deeper truth: left and right-hand path. It's actually better to learn the left-hand path than to be a slug. Now, I have a preference for the right hand and the heart path. I like to learn real heart. But this is very scary for people. If you become a master of the left-hand path, like Rasputin, historical character in the Tsars of Russia. Okay, look him up. Rasputin. He was working, quote, the dark side, the left-hand path, mind control, hypnosis, this kind of stuff. Controlling people. Got himself inside the Tsar's palace, the court of Russia, one of the biggest empire, arguably, at the time in the world. Most powerful. By mind control. But even learning that stuff is better than being a slug and being an apathetic nothing and just in a total sort of nothing. That's what Jesus means by he says, it's better you hate me than be lukewarm and just ugh. I know I'm telling some scary truths tonight. But so real heart. Now, what occult masters do, they're developing all the chakras. They will do sexual rituals. In fact, they do more sexual rituals than, quote, the good-hearted people do. See, the Illuminati do sexual rituals.
Yeah.
They know to use the sex energy to activate energy, to get moving the root energy chakras, anal sex and sex rituals. Eyes wide shut. Watch the movie. There's a little hint of it there.
Yeah.
Stanley Kubrick could have been killed because he was starting to expose some of that stuff. He died before the movie was complete. There's a whole other story with him about the moon landings and all that kind of stuff as well. Check in. But so the Illuminati, the dark side, the occult masters, they use sex, they use their intuition, they use their first, second, third chakra, but they bypass the heart. They do a quadruple heart bypass. And then they go to the voice of authority, the blue chakra, the prophecy, the purple chakra, and the crown chakra. They use all 6 chakras. They don't use 7. They use 6 chakras, the occult masters. They bypass the heart. They avoid the heart. They use the... Okay? But they are activating those energies. They can have all the same powers except the heart. They can have... You can create the Merkaba out of that pyramid Merkaba, but it doesn't have heart. The pyramid Merkaba does not have heart. The soft tourist field Merkaba will have heart. So you can become a occult master without heart. You can travel in 4th dimension, 5th dimension. You can run whole planets. You can be like Darth Vader and the Emperor. See, they're bypassing their hearts. All about that, right? When Anakin, I'm using it because it's popular. Star Wars is more popular than Jesus nowadays, right? So, oops, I said a John Lennon statement there. Oops.
Burn him.
So Anakin's heart is so hurt that he gets turned to the dark side. So when you abandon your heart, you can still do wizardry. You can still be an occult master. Solomon was. King Solomon was an occult master. He was testing himself as a soul whether he was going to go heart or strictly occult. The Lesser Key of Solomon, he's drawing the tetragrammaton, he's doing the 6-pointed star, the magic circle, the flaming frickin' letters from the Hebrew alphabet. He is doing the remnant of what was done in Atlantis and in Egypt about floating those stones. See, those stones floated into place with anti-gravity ceremonial magic, ritual, speaking, singing, and also certain vibratory frequency with certain minerals and stones. Those blocks, Easter Island, Stonehenge, the pyramid. See, it can all be done with love, or it can be done just by occult wizardry. Solomon floated those stones when he built that temple. He was trapping the jinn, the genies, the genie in the bottle. See, now my little evil mind went, see, Barbara Eden should get up there and show us her breasts. I'm sorry. I'm just being playful. Every schoolboy's fantasy back in the 60s. Barbara Eden, genie, I dream of genie. I'm being ridiculous on purpose.
She was cute.
She was very cute.
Yeah.
So Solomon did that. Now God was trying to get him to open his heart. Maybe if I throw 3,000 wives at him, maybe he'll open his heart. That was his choice, and I'm not making a value judgment on if he succeeded or not. My point is, Solomon in all his glory was an occult wizard, but like St. Francis said, even Solomon in all his glory compares nothing to the lilies of the field. One little flower has more heart love than Solomon and all his gold and dripping and cedars from Lebanon and temples and embroidered robes and funny hats and arks and covenants and all that crap. Merlin, the wizard himself, who was a real being, by the way, he was incarnate also at the time of Jesus, of Joseph of Arimathea. He's also known as Saint Germain. I'm telling a lot of stuff tonight.
You are.
And so Merlin himself, he created it. He set it up. He was orchestrating it behind the scenes, just like Joseph of Arimathea orchestrated behind the scenes the Jesus scenario. He was his godfather. He had the money. He had the ability to travel all over the Roman Empire by edict from Caesar. He was a massive multi-billionaire merchant at the time. He had the power. He was trying to help Jesus actually gain a real king's throne. That's why King Herod was all uptight, because they were going to put Jesus actually in the place of king. Next time that scenario happens is King Arthur's time, where they actually did put King Arthur, the Christos spirit, in a king place. Same people, same souls. Merlin got owned at the end of his life by Morgana, the, quote, evil, dark-haired, dark-hearted path witch. Now, I'm not judging Morgana. She was doing exactly what she needed to do. It's part of the thing. But Merlin was a wizard and a master, and it could renew his body. Yeah. But he hadn't mastered heart. That's what it says in my video. If you watch the video I just made, I'm basically saying some stuff.
Awesome video, by the way.
Yeah. Merlin got owned. He got imprisoned. At the end, the heart isn't able to hold itself together because Guinevere buys into the priestly guilt. The church at the time tells her you're guilty. You shouldn't. You should only sleep with Arthur. You can't sleep with Lancelot too. We'll pick this up after.
Yeah, definitely. All right. From boobs to murder to Jesus to Merlin. Who knows what we'll get? I do see we have a caller on the line, so hang on. We'll get to you after this short break. Stay tuned. Tobias Lars here on SoulJourneysRadio.com.
It's time to get real and heal. MyTrueEssence.net would like to tell you about Modifiland brown seaweed extract. It's composed of an elementally rich seaweed called laminaria. It takes 40 pounds of laminaria to make just 1 pound of Modifiland. There's nothing else like Modifiland. It is the richest in alginate, fucoidin, organic iodine, and lamarian. Alginates are the most effective organic element in nature that enable the body to rid itself of heavy metals, radioactive elements, and toxins. Fucoidin is an extremely effective anti-cancer substance found abundantly in brown seaweed. Organic iodine is the greatest protection for the thyroid offered by nature. Laminarin aids in the prevention and treatment of cardiovascular disease. Go to www.mytrueessence.net and click the Modifiland banner to get started on your path to rich health today. Also check out the Healing Shop for proven essential oils, medicinal teas, and even health coaching. It's time to get real and heal. Go to www.mytrueessence.net.
Get real and heal. Listen to Christy on Soul Journeys Radio.
Welcome to the world's meeting place. American.
It's practically narcotic.
Freedom.
Oh, yes. I like very much.
Radio.
They're an American institution.
American Freedom Radio.
All right, welcome back, and thanks for joining us here tonight. Soul Journeys Radio on AmericanFreedomRadio.com. We are continuing here with Tobias Lars. SoulCounseling.com is the website, or CourseOfAwakening.com. And I do see we have a caller, but we will get to you right after Tobias finishes up here talking about the orgy, threesome. Lancelot, Guinevere, Arthur, and the church. Woohoo!
So the real heart, is difficult to do because it's not always sweet. It has to be justice as well, or it has to be strong and principled. And so we're learning this as humans. In the Camelot scenario, which was a real thing, by the way, Tintagel, Cornwall, The Mists of Avalon is a great book about this. Isle of Wight or Isle of Skye, I forget which. That Avalon, land of Avalon, is literally in another dimension now. But so during that scenario, Arthur as heart incarnate, the Christ spirit, with Guinevere, the heart woman, but Guinevere can't accept that she loves not only Arthur but also Lancelot, because the evil church guy is there telling her it's a sin. Arthur's fine with it. Lancelot's fine with it. They're like, it's fine. Arthur's like, I know you love Lancelot too. That's fine. You guys can be together. This is the true story now. But she can't handle the guilt of it. And so what happens, Morgana, who is the half-sister born with the priestesses in Avalon, during the rites of spring, when they run as the stag and so forth, and they mate to give fertility to the land, her and Arthur conceive a child. They're half-brother, half-sister. This child is the denied heart in both of them incarnate, and his name is Mordred.
Yeah.
Mordred ends up killing Arthur. See, if you do not embrace and erase your shadow, it will end up killing you. I'll say that again. If you do not embrace and erase your shadow, it is what kills you. This is considered normal on planet Earth today. Those that love us kill us. Till death do us part. I love you more than death. I love you to death. Well, quit loving me to death.
Yeah.
I don't want to be loved to death.
I love you to life.
I want to be loved to life. I want to be loved to openness, transparency. So our current model is mixed. Our parents kill us. Our parents, we program those we love. We control them. We suck the life out of them. We throttle them. Literally, OJ kills his wife. Allegedly. Right? So
I wasn't there. I don't know.
Yeah. In this scenario, then, they're not able to hold it together. And Merlin also, so Arthur gets killed, the Christ spirit, by his own black-hearted son, who's just in pain. He was not murdered. He's a fragment, a soul fragment, of the denied heart of Arthur, trying to find his way back to home, which is Arthur, but Arthur is not receiving him as a legitimate son. Arthur is not receiving Mordred as a legitimate son. Therefore, the drama. Morgana is not considered, she doesn't feel as received as Merlin is giving Arthur all the attention and wanting him to be king. Morgana's like, well, I'm the, you're my father too. See, Merlin doesn't know that he's Morgana's father.
Wow.
There's a block there. And at the end of his life, Morgana can use her heart spells, wizardness, witchiness on Merlin, and she ends up trapping him alive in a cave that you can go look at, a physical cave by the ocean today in Cornwall, Tintagel, the cave of Merlin. Now, whether that's the actual cave or not, I don't know, but people make pilgrimages there. And he's trapped inside there by magic. He's sealed in the cave because Merlin never became a master of his heart. He's a master of energy. He can have fire jump from his hands. He can have you know what his name means? Taliesin? Taliesin is the Welsh name, the ancient name for Merlin. Taliesin means shining brow, meaning fire coming from his third eye. Mm-hmm. Fire lit up like a glow from his whole head, his third eye. That's how powerful he is. I've met Merlin, by the way. He used to appear to a friend and I, complete with his owl on his shoulder. So I'm not talking, out of turn here. But he's shared with us, that's all I knew at the time, but we now know that we have to include the heart. If you want heart on the planet, you have to include it. Duh! If you want heart on the planet, you can't do heart bypass surgery.
Yeah.
And that means starting to learn to feel real heart. Real heart is very beautiful and funny and playful and soft, and it's what you women love. You love a man who has heart, but he's also kind of... It's Johnny Depp. You guys all love Johnny Depp because he has heart, but he's also got that kind of twinkle in his eye, and he's unpredictable, and he'll play with you, and he'll be funny and romantic at the same time. At least that's the image, the public image, okay?
Yeah.
So that's what we love. See, real heart is a pirate. A real pirate. Real heart is Captain Morgan, not just the commercial. Okay? And that's what women, the feminine, responds to. It doesn't respond to frickin' some long-suffering saint. You guys do not get turned on by that. You get turned on by real heart. And that's exactly the way it should be. Just like the men get turned on by real heart women. So it's high time, if we want the fun and the play, of God's love, of the paradise, the Garden of Eden, instead of the paradise that happened in Vegas, that sucks, how about the real paradise? And so if we start asking for real heart, we can take the planet back. And the Illuminati have no chance whatsoever, but we have to ask for it. We have to say, I want to reawaken my real heart. Is this going to be easy and lollipops all the way? No. Mm-mm. It's going to be, I'm in bed, I want to die at times.
Definitely.
Okay? And that's because the passage of reclaiming your... Milton said it this way, long and hard is the road out of hell, he says in Paradise Lost. Now, I'm not promoting suffering, but realistically, when you start speaking up to your family about, hey, we never talked about this, and I really feel this, they're all going to turn on you at first.
Mm-hmm.
All right? And then they're going to come around. I'm glad you said that, Tobias. I've been wanting to say it for years. All right? But you cannot have freedom and truth and paradise and heart back on earth unless you're willing to walk through the valley of the shadow of death and risk it and tell the truth with heart, fumble and stumble, be a bumbling, fumbling, stumbling idiot. It's okay. You're trying. I am. I look like an idiot. I look like the bad son. I look like the bad boyfriend all the time. I'm a little wiser than 20 years ago. 20 years ago, I would just tell it out loud. I remember one time, feel this one, guys. I was just telling this to Mark today, or this week, we were talking about the heart, and Mark and I, try to plan some of our attack on helping the world wake up. And about 15 years ago, when God was showing me, he says, Tobias, real heart is different than what you've been told. You know? And I was out to lunch with a bunch of my friends. My ex-wife and Joy. Wow, that's a novel concept. Ex-wives and current girlfriends? That's not possible. Okay, well, you can keep that reality. And then another woman that we had past lives together. And then one of my old high school friends, buddies, Ray. And then another friend, soulmate, who had a relationship with my ex-wife. And he's spiritual. He used to live with Osho, the master Osho. And we all went out to lunch. And at the end of it, I just started talking from my heart out in the parking lot. I just started saying things. Now feel this, you guys. I said, hey, Michelle, when we first met, you and I wanted to have sex, and we just couldn't do it. I just want us to talk, you guys. I just want us to be a soul family. Let's get real and talk to each other. I was being very apologetic, sweet. I wasn't being attacking or confrontive. And I said to Joy or Merlin, I wish we didn't have whatever rancor went on between you and I. And Dworka, I wish you didn't smoke. So, I know you're hiding your pain by smoking pot every day. And Ray, I've known you. I just started telling truth. And I remember one of the guys got so mad at me, just like his face went red, and he says, you freaking happy now, Tobias? You pissed everybody off? Because I'm speaking from my heart. And then I think one of the women was like, well, that sounds kind of nice to me. So some people liked it, and other people got really triggered, right? Mm-hmm. But I was speaking my heart. But here's the proof in the pudding. Some huge bubble got popped. Some sort of denial. When you walk around in a fog, there's all this stuff nobody's saying. There's the elephant in the room, nobody's saying it. Well, I started saying it. Uncle, the emperor has no clothes. And I was speaking to my soulmates. I wasn't being accusatory. Joy, I love you. Merlin, I still love you. Michelle, I love you. Ray, I love you. And Dworka, I love you guys. I wish we could all get rid of these facades. I just spoke from my heart. I was kind of innocently trying it, Well, here's what happened. Some huge energy bubble popped. And we all started feeling like we were starting to float. We had all this energy. And we went hiking in the mountains, laughing like little kids. We just had all this energy happen because we did a little bit of truth-telling. Was it scary? You betcha. I looked like an idiot. Dworka got so angry at me he was going to blow a gasket or punch me in the face because I was surfacing his stuff. And the women were just freaked out. What's going to happen now? The guys are going to punch each other in the face and all hell will break loose and the cops will come? Right? But I was just so tired of living in the sleepwalking, numb, pablumy world that I said, God, be in my heart. Please help me speak this without, as much as possible without offending. But I want us to try it. And I did. And it worked. It works. Now, short term, it will look like it doesn't work. But no one can stop you from awakening. No one can stop you from clearing your own energy field and speaking from your heart. Now, the intention is for healing. Whenever I do this, and I've done it other times where I just bring it up in front of everybody, and I've been kicked out of places for doing it, of course. That's okay. I'm not thinking I'm better than anybody. No, I remember my good friend, we used to do seminars together. And one night when we were doing the opening evening, and there's a bunch of new people there, and when it's super big fancy house in Sedona, and I start reading one of my poems about Pandora's box. Pan's door is an opening, and I just want to share. And then I just put it down and go, I can't read this. And I just start talking to everybody. I go, can't we just be honest and open with our hearts? Can we say what we really feel and not freak out? Like, I'm attracted to you. And you're annoying me because you're triggering something in me. And my friend, who is my partner, we were good friends to this day for 25 years. He's one of my teachers, and we're good friends too. And he called me that night and said, Tobias, I can feel your heart. I can feel your heart, Tobias. But it's probably best that you don't come back to the seminar tomorrow.
Oh, man.
And he was right. He was right, because it wasn't ready. We're not ready. We are terrified of the heart. Yeah. We're terrified. We do everything we can to appear brave and have it all together, and we're just terrified of someone. You know how uncomfortable it is with people saying, I love you. We're like, oh, shit, I'm having freaking insects crawl on my skin when you say that.
Yeah, you never get that way, do you, Toby?
I do all the time. I do all the time. I'm getting better.
Yeah,
and
we all are.
And we Yeah, we all are. So we're just sowing seeds tonight about, for everyone listening, if anyone ever listens to these rantings that we do. I know some people do.
Only the crazy ones.
Yes, thank God.
What do you do?
The weird people. Jesus on the Sermon on the Mount said, the weird shall be the saviors of the earth. I just made that up, but I'm sure he said it.
Yeah. Just write it down somewhere, and then you could say, well, it was written.
The meek. You know what the meek really means in Greek? The original translation is not meek. It's the heartful. The heartful shall inherit the earth. That's a fact.
Love that. All right, Toby, it is that time.
It's time to get real and heal. MyTrueEssence.net would like to tell you about Modifilan brown seaweed extract. It's composed of an elementally rich seaweed called laminaria. It takes 40 pounds of laminaria to make just 1 pound of Modifilan. There's nothing else like Modifilan. It is the richest in alginate, fucoidin, organic iodine, and lamarian. Alginates are the most effective organic element in nature that enable the body to rid itself of heavy metals, radioactive elements, and toxins. Fucoidin is an extremely effective anti-cancer substance found abundantly in brown seaweed. Organic iodine is the greatest protection for the thyroid offered by nature. Laminarin aids in the prevention and treatment of cardiovascular disease. Go to www.mytrueessence.net and click the Modifilan banner to get started on your path to rich health today. Also, check out the Healing Shop for proven essential oils, medicinal teas, and even health coaching. It's time to get real and heal. Go to www.mytrueessence.net.
Get real and heal. Listen to Christy on Soul Journeys Radio.
News and information you can trust. This is American Freedom Radio. Freedom, American Freedom Radio. American Freedom Radio.
All right, welcome back, and thanks for joining us here tonight with Tobias Lars here on SoulJourneysRadio.com. Again, his website is soulcounseling.com, or you can go to courseofawakening.com, and that was really, really beautiful last segment, Tobias. Well, every segment that you're a part of is beautiful. But anyways, here we are in the last one, and we have our friend Sharon on the line. She says she has a question about heart. So let's do this. How you doing tonight, Sharon? What do you have for us?
Hi, guys. I'm doing good.
Great.
It's a heart question. Well, the thing is probably 3 different people I have talked with. A couple of them were shamans. They all said that I had like this darkness around my heart, or this webbing, and it's probably related to my cult past. How do you clear that once and for all without feeling like I have to go to some, shamanic ritual for somebody to do it for me?
Right.
And what is it exactly?
Right. Well, it's unique for all of us, Sharon, Yeah. And so the first step is your intention. That's it. I want out of this. And then whatever's going to happen is going to happen. You might meet this teacher. You might have that happen. You might have things happen at night when you're alone, old fears. But you're the engine. You're the one doing it, There's a cleaning out. There's a literal physical removal of these energies that have attached themselves to you. And that can happen 100,000 different ways, It can happen in an instant, but generally it doesn't. Generally it happens sort of big chunk in the beginning, then some recovery period, and then eventually you get more than half of it, and then it's sort of afterbirth, and, it could take... It takes a turn, a season for our core issues usually to get cleared out. Occasionally, but you can sort of break them wide open. So just your intention for, I am ready to be done with this, don't worry. The universe hears it, and it will send you help in multiple ways.
Yes.
Is there a way to... Okay.
Go ahead.
Is there a way to know specifically what it was that was preying specifically on my heart chakra area?
You can look at it. You can find out what particular demon and collective fear that has taken over a bunch of other people and wanted you to be part of the cult, the group. Sure. You can look at the entity. You know, Jehovah is a big ET entity that is doing it en masse on the planet. He's really behind a lot of it. And you know, you don't want to be too entranced with it. And see, a lot of the times the reason we get opened up to these things is because we're intrigued with the power. We're intrigued with the mechanics of the dark arts. And intrigue is attention. And it's okay to notice it, but entertain. As soon as you entertain and the idea of it, then you get the choice. You know, sort of it's the classic devil and God show up at the crossroads and go, hey, it's your choice. So at some point in your past, you entertained this idea, or it can happen like this. You got so hurt and traumatized, like the Star Wars story, like Anakin does, that he says, I'm turning to the dark side to get them back. That is one of the favorite tricks of the mind, ego, Lucifer, satanic, dark hand path, occult, dark wizardry, left hand path, is get you so angry and rageful at the injustice of something that you're willing to do anything to get revenge. That tends to crack open our energy bodies and allow in this kind of power. So everyone's situation is unique. But your intention, decision for, I'm done with this, you know. There are karmic lives. There are karmic lives where people live. I'm being very truthful tonight. I don't feel that with you, though, Sharon, in my opinion. But there are some karmic lives out there where people really don't have a choice during that lifetime. They will be just living a karmic life. They can't heal that particular issue. But once you've reached a level of awareness, or if you're listening to us ranting here, you're definitely conscious enough to make this conscious intention for yourself about what you really want. And don't worry, the universe, thousands of angels, everybody help. You're not going to feel, it's not going to be an instant healing, and your rage is part of it, right? Am I right? You're pissed about it?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I go through the whole vast amount of feelings. Yeah. Anger, sadness, grief. But I just feel like I'm kind of at the end of all that. Like I'm just tired of it.
Yep. Then you get I'm just being soul tired.
That's been you guys, whatever it came from. I don't need this anymore.
Yep. So that means these are the normal cycles, the normal steps in the clearing of it. So just keep going. Keep intending for it. If you feel like, God, I'm sick of even dealing with this, I'm tired of it, I don't want to do anything more, that's a state where you're getting closer to things as well. It's almost to the surrender state, you know. Just you've already set it in motion. Now just allow it to take its process, you know.
But how do I know when, like, a chakra area is clear?
You'll feel different. You'll feel different in your body. You'll actually go, wow, I'm not subject to that anymore, or I don't feel that worry. I don't feel that icky feeling. See, we need to learn protection at the same time. So real heart protects itself. We used to do it with breastplates and shields and armor and all that. But we're learning not to use that fancy sort of outer thing. There's ET races across our galaxy that use outer shells, outer energies, outer gold, outer jewels to protect themselves. But the real masters of the universe, you know, I'm seeing the old cartoon as I say that, but they don't need outer protection. Their heart learns to protect itself, and that means the heart sometimes is very tough. It's very sharp. It's very smart. And it knows how to smell out, you know, BS. So your intention is already having that happen. Your intention is already on its way. So just follow the bouncing ball. Follow the yellow brick road about what's being suggested for you by the universe. So you will know it. You know it undeniably when you're like, I'm done with that. I'm free from that. You know? And you're going to have fear in between. You're going to have all the emotions cycle through it. Just keep following it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great question.
Okay.
Great question. Good stuff.
Awesome.
And
All right, honey. Thanks for calling in.
Thanks. And Sharon has attended our teleclass. I do a telegathering Sundays at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. Pacific time, California time, 11 a.m., 6 p.m., and it's $10 to attend the class. Usually runs an hour and a half. Everybody can afford $10. You're spending that on cigarettes, Coca-Cola, hot dogs, chips, Cheetos, Doritos every month. You can't afford it. I don't care what you say. Just shut up.
And it really works.
There you
It
go.
really does help.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I'm not just saying that. It does.
Thank you, Sharon. Sharon's been there
All right.
for those classes. Thanks for the call.
Yeah, she's working hard. Thanks so much for calling in, dear, and congratulations on all of your success. You are doing it.
Thanks.
Yeah.
All right. Love you. Okay, well, gosh, we only have a couple minutes left here, and someone else asked in the chat when you were talking about previous lifetimes, does the ego carry over from past lifetimes?
It carries tendencies over. It carries seeds. One way that the Vedic or the yogis say it, you come in with certain seeds. Now, you know seeds are dormant unless you water them, unless they have the right conditions, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we can choose to pluck them or not allow them to grow. So we come in with tendencies from our past. And it's our choice in every new lifetime to go, I want to nurture this seed, and I don't want to do that again. And through yogic practices like certain Kriya Yogas or prayers or meditations, you can literally, they call it the nishkama karma, which means you burn the seeds of your karma. You literally burn them. You just don't let any of those old addictions get a hold of you again, or old patterns, and you go for your freedom. So there's several ways of doing it. You can live it out in excruciating detail, or you can nip it in the bud and just not even let those tendencies get started. They're like mini blueprints in a seed form. So they do carry over. You know, like I can tap in and feel certain lifetimes tendencies, you know. That's not all bad. We've also mastered massive amounts of things in many lifetimes. We've mastered music. We've mastered our bodies. Some people are born, you can tell, they're really natural athletes. Well, they've done that before. Mozart's 3 years old and he can play concertos, make up music on the piano. He's obviously mastered that from another, you know, earlier than just right then. So, yes, it does carry over, but it's because it's the soul's free will choice whether to allow things to start back up or start new things, you know. So we do carry our blueprints with us each lifetime into our new form.
Okay, excellent. There was another question. I don't know if we have time, but somebody's asking, what if you never had a lifetime in a physical body before?
You have had a lifetime in a body before, likely.
Well said, Tobias. It is that time, though. SoulJourneysRadio.com.
It's time to get real and heal. MyTrueEssence.net would like to tell you about Modifiland brown seaweed extract. It's composed of an elementally rich seaweed called laminaria. It takes 40 pounds of laminaria to make just 1 pound of Modifiland. There's nothing else like Modifiland. It is the richest in alginate, fucoidin, organic iodine, and lamarian. Alginates are the most effective organic element in nature that enable the body to rid itself of heavy metals, radioactive elements, and toxins. Fucoidin is an extremely effective anti-cancer substance found abundantly in brown seaweed. Organic iodine is the greatest protection for the thyroid offered by nature. Laminarin aids in the prevention and treatment of cardiovascular disease. Go to www.mytrueessence.net and click the Modifiland banner to get started on your path to rich health today. Also check out the Healing Shop for proven essential oils, medicinal teas, and even health coaching. It's time to get real and heal. Go to www.mytrueessence.net.
Get real and heal. Listen to Christy on Soul Journeys Radio.
You're listening to the future of talk. American Freedom Radio. This is American Freedom Radio.